Weezy. I'm back with another video. Now, we're trying this again. We're going to try this again. The second time trying it. I got to get it right, man. Just a second ago, I had it. Got a good show lined up for you guys tonight. All right. So bear with me. Because I'm not really the best at doing this. I'm trying. So give me a minute. They may be, maybe even YouTube may be. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cancel. So I'm waiting for my guest to come on. It says that if I end this, that my guest won't be able to come on. So we just gonna wait for them to come on. But again, I'm new to this, guys. He probably new to it too. He don't know how to come on live. Let me see. I'll go up here and see what's going on. YouTube. Yes, it says I'm live, and it says there. So where's this guy? Showing up late, are you? That's what it is. So it looks like I am live. Geopolitical tensions, widespread fear, chaos, and so forth and so on. Right? Yeah, that's what it say on screen.
We realized it wasn't just a.
All right, hold on.
When most of us think about the Roman Colosseum, we see a marvel of engineering, an homage to history, a testament to Roman power, and imagine what it was like to be a Roman 1,000 years ago, witnessing all kinds of public spectacles. We see a monument of greatness. However, when we look at the blueprints, the actual mechanics of why it was built and how it was operated, we realized it wasn't just a sports stadium or entertainment venue. It was a psychological weapon. In fact, the Colosseum was actually the most sophisticated mind control machine ever built. It was a machine designed to solve a very specific,
Two people in here.
problem. How do you control a million poor, angry, starving, unemployed citizens while the empire collapses around them? Well, when the economy is beyond repair and the currency is in a debt spiral, you can't fix the economy and you can't fix the currency. So you build a mind control machine. Sound familiar? Yeah, that machine never stopped and it has fully evolved. In 2026, we are living in the digital Colosseum. The gladiators are the politicians and influencers fighting and screaming on our feeds. The free grain are the defunct welfare programs and stimulus checks they keep promising are coming. And the emperor is the private central bank, watching from the luxury box, printing money, debasing the currency to keep the show running, all while the foundation rots.
Hey, here comes my guest. He's coming on right now. Here we go. Let's bring him in. All right. Here, hey. Let's give it up for my man. He showed up.
Peace.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you in the building. What's going on, brother?
Regular. Just maintaining.
All right.
Out here in this snowstorm.
Okay. How's it going though? How's everything?
Yeah, everything good.
That's what's up. So before we get into the topic tonight, because I wanted to have you up here so that we could talk about some of these the title or the thumbnail is these distractions that we have going on right now. A lot of distractions, things going on right now. And I just played a quick little introduction. Hopefully, just upload it up on here. But
Mm-hmm.
got a couple people want to give a shout out to. What's that? McChannel. Shout out in the building to you. And who else is up in here? Got oh, that's the only one person right now. But shout out to you. I don't even know how you. Well, there's more people here, but that's the only person that's in the live. So y'all go ahead and hit the like button, and show some support to this channel here. I appreciate it. Help the algorithm out. And McNail, oh, Mr. Tell, that's just T. Of course, we know you in the house. Shout out to you for showing up.
Did you send it out to Chef and Black?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I would have tried to bring them in to be able to add them to it. I think
just
I
so they could
can.
watch, because I clicked on it. I could see you was up there live.
Okay. Well, if they were to go onto the live, they could see that we up here.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sending an extension to them as well. You guys do me a favor, hit the like button as we get into the topic tonight. The topic is what I said, geopolitical distractions, widespread fear and chaos as the machine tumbles.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just when we talk about the machine, we talk about we mean that the government with everything that's going on today, um, civil unrest, and the streets have erupted in brutality and everything, and a lot of violence and stuff like that. Lord, let's add Lauren Brunley. Shout out to you for joining us in the building, showing some support. Appreciate you for coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor, hit that like button. So,
I'm trying to find the like button. Like button's up at the top. I hit it, but it ain't nothing pop.
well, you don't got to worry about too much hitting the like button. Let the
That's how I
viewers.
blow the likes up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So, but let's start off talking about this geopolitical tension.
Mm-hmm.
Geopolitical tension. You know, um, the whole world is watching. And
You got Greenland situation going on with Trump wanting to buy Greenland, and then you got the Venezuela takeover, which was last week, and of course you still you got the tension with China in the battle for the AI wars or whatever, the quantum computing, and it's a few things going on. But then what they're not really putting you up on to is what's going on with the banking system. They're telling us about the crypto stuff, but they're not telling us really what's going on with the gold and the silver and how it's all connected.
talk about it. It just blowed up when it blowing up, blowing. So you dropped the bomb right there. But let me give a shout out, Carrie Daniels. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for showing your support. Lauren Brunsnick again. Shout out to you for your support. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you about things. You dropped the
No,
bomb on us, man.
no, but it's just a lot of other things more important, really. That's going on. That's gonna not say so much that's more important, but that's gonna affect us quicker, in our everyday lives. Banking restrictions and things they got going on that they don't even talk about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what the distractions are. You got sports betting and all that stuff is so easily accessible. And even the stock market and trading and crypto and all of that stuff is that's also types of distraction, because people is thinking about basically just making money but not really thinking on the new infrastructure and banking system, how it's changing everything. So it's things you
Well,
gotta start thinking about, getting comfortable yourself, getting comfortable with using, and being able to spend the crypto and use the crypto and how it's gonna affect everyday living and shit.
well, definitely right now, everyday living is definitely it's always like day by day with these, you don't. And any day could be your last out here in these streets, especially when you're protesting and things of that nature. So people's minds is pretty much they're not thinking about the banking system. They're not thinking about any geopolitical, what happened in Finland, and there's still that going on, but right now, and these are again geopolitical distractions, but at the same time people are right now, they got the smoke screen, man. It's like that's why you're hearing the sirens right now all over and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
the mind of the people is just trying to stay alive right now.
But that's why they distracting them with sports betting and gambling and all, sports. I mean, I fall victim to it too. I can't front because I'm a sports fanatic. I have a team and all of that. For football, basketball.
And the
But
Super Bowl
so
coming up.
Super Bowl's coming up. It's the playoffs right now. New England just beat Denver. They're going to the Super Bowl, and now Seattle and the Rams are playing. So. Those is all forms of distraction, but people have to have some type of entertainment. But that doesn't give you an excuse not to try and stay in tune with what's really going on. All the tools for us to do our own research and find out fact checking and stuff like that is available. And now you got AI assistants like Chat GPT and Gemini and all of that stuff.
I'm sorry.
So if you
No,
really
no, no.
want to find the truth out about something, or I won't necessarily always say the truth, but if you want to find out information about something, there's a lot of means these days, with the internet and computers and all these different search engines, and. So there's no reason to really stay in a state of ignorance, other than, like you said, they try and distract us with everything else.
Mind control.
Yeah.
Control.
Subliminal in all these movies, and it's crazy. TV shows, and
Well,
your diet and your food and health, and it's crazy.
that kind of equates to like back in the Roman times when they had those Colosseums. They had the Colosseum that they were
That was
that was their way of
distracting the people,
distracting the people, bringing them in there while everything was crumbling
because
and
the system, yep,
the empire was falling. But what they
yeah,
would do was they would have these big
sporting
clashes,
events, yeah,
sporting events and
gladiators and shit.
gladiators, and it were and the same thing that you see today. Kerry Daniels, how you doing, Kerry? Shout out to you. I'm gonna give you show you some shout out to
Kerry Donald, I think it said.
okay, Kerry Donald. So I think I already gave you a shout out, but appreciate you doing it. But like back in the Roman Empire, during that time before the empire fell, this is what they used to control the minds of the people while everything was crumbling.
Yeah, distractions. Yeah.
Everything was crumbling.
It's
The
crazy
whole
how
the currency.
Coliseum is now DraftKings and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. At one time, that shit was all illegal, but then, I mean, it's all been legal now. What, about 5 years now? Maybe the sports betting. Maybe longer than that. Maybe like 8-9 years.
That big distraction, that hopium, with that, just like saying that they're going to send checks out You know, everybody gonna get some kind of stimulus, and
Stimulus.
that's hopium. Things are
For
all
real.
false allegations that, you know, the people that are they sitting high up there watching all of the people, watching everybody. That's how they were back in the day. You know, they would sit up and watch the gladiators fight, and the very rich ones would just watch, and they were throwing crumbs to the people, you know. And what we're watching and witnessing right now is pretty much that taking place out here in these streets.
Yeah.
The
On a
clash
digital
of,
level, that's all.
yeah, it's the clash of basically, you know, the people and, you know, the gladiators, or the, you know, those agents that are supposed, that, you know, are running things and inflicting and the fear on people and stuff, you know. And that's what's widespread right now, because in every city, every town, there's definitely a stadium where these things are going to take place, or a stage where these things are going to take place at, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's all forms of control and distraction. They
Dennis Combs,
distract
shout
you
out to you, Dennis Combs. Appreciate you for joining us. Appreciate your comments. It is a distraction. It's a big form of a
because
distraction.
what they're not distracting you and telling you about is that they still trying to put that CBDC into effect, which would monitor every dollar or whatever that you spend. They tracking that shit, through the CBDC. So they're trying to make that's why they're trying to make cash harder to get accessible, as far as if you're trying to get it from the banks and shit. You know, even as far as getting it out the ATM machines and stuff.
Just dropped the bomb right there on them, man, with that one, because I'm telling you, it's getting harder and harder to walk out of a bank
With your
with,
own money.
with your
Yeah.
own money. It's getting harder and harder to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
in a minute, like you said, they'll be, you know, they want to get it to whereas, you know, they're going to know how much money you have, because they'll be issuing that money to you, because jobs is drying up like the, you know, like
I
the,
mean,
like a raisin in
jobs,
the sun.
the way that we look at jobs in the past is drying up, but it's opening up a whole new avenue of different jobs. It's no more really factory brick and mortar jobs, because now we got so much automation that you can buy a machine that's going to do the work of 5 people, but you still need at least some type of human that's controlling that, either programming it or whatever. That's what I'm saying with the AI. It's here to assist us, but it's here for us to be one person to be able to do the work of 5 people with two different, two AI or one AI or whatever. So that's making everybody. The thing is that it can make everybody more productive if we learn how to use the AI. But if we sit back and fear using it, then it's going to take over because you're fearing it. But if you accept it and learn how to use it to your advantage, is different ways of using that AI to make non-performance income where you don't even have to do anything and the AI is doing it for you. They got bots and robots, so many different businesses out here that you can start and do where you don't have to really physically be the one doing the work. So that's, non-performance income.
Right.
And that's essentially what you want. You want passive and non-performance income so you can spend your leisure, building your family or teaching or doing whatever you love to do, and you don't have to focus yourself so much on a job building somebody else's thoughts and ideas and goals. You can do that yourself for yourself. And that's the digital mindset though. Digital mindset is not one person doing one thing and getting rich. A digital mindset is being able to scale this one person and do multiple things, and then earn income from those different avenues.
So let me ask you this: Is the algorithm the new digital coliseum? Because it's almost being in the Matrix.
Yeah, I
So
mean, the digital world is the Matrix.
Right. So the algorithm is the new digital Coliseum, because Coliseum still exists to this day. The very
in
same
different
tactics
forms, yes.
in a different form that they use to
Control the
control,
people, yeah.
manipulate the minds of the people.
Yeah.
Send in the strongest Titan, or you know what I mean, the strongest one, or the weakest one amongst them, is Sukat Burnett. Swizzy, how you doing? Shout out to you, Net, for coming and showing up. Appreciate you for showing up. How you doing? Hit that like button. You back? Yeah, you back. You back. They ain't go nowhere. Have well, I'm here. I'm back too, and I got my friend here, Mr. T, Truth. He's here to Truth. So we glad you could join us. So civil unrest is definitely, the machine right now is kind of just, what did you see just happen? Are we witnessing everything collapsing right now in this country?
It's not so much a collapse, more as a transformation from the old system to a new system.
Okay.
That's how I see it. That's how that's my view on it, because it's always going to be change. And the old system, is not working. I mean, the intermediaries is the ones that's eating, the and that's the rich people,
The Warren Buffetts and the Elon Musks. They're the ones in the Coliseum that are sitting all the way up there watching Titans and everybody fight, over the little peanuts that they give to the people, while everything in Rome is just crumbling. The machine is falling, it's tumbling, it's coming down. I appreciate.
The thing is, the machine is basically really adaptive. Like, it's like transforming and trying to stay ahead of the digital curve.
Okay.
But within doing that, it's creating more regular people, millionaires and billionaires, because a lot of access, like I said, to the information and the means of becoming millionaires and billionaires is right here for us. This is like maybe the most age ever of entrepreneurs, because in the factory age and industrial age and all that stuff, it was more just big money, like institutional money, that was making things happen. And then I always had the mindset of having everybody work for them. But now in this age is more of learning what you learn so you can learn to work for yourself.
Okay. Dropping truth bombs over there, man. Go ahead, drop another truth bomb.
But that's more like the mindset for the youth and stuff like that. You don't really hear the youth talking about going to work for somebody. It's more of them generating things for themselves, like they TikToks, or they content creating and stuff like that, online. So it's so many different avenues to make money and income, and no man is wealthy off of one stream of income. You always have to have multiple streams of income, 10, 12, but they never teach you how to do that. When you go to school, they only teach you to go to school to learn and get an education to work for somebody else. But all of that mindset is changing.
And that's where, and I keep saying, like, like the distractions that are, the geopolitical distractions. Like, a lot of people are trying to tap into becoming a number of things. I know some people that are in the comments right now can relate to me. They want to do content creating, and I've gone on to a few of their sites, and they do like the roadblocks and stuff, and they're tapping into this because they know that through this, through these devices, or these phones, or on your laptop or the computer, using AI and automated you know, just that right there is a way for a lot of people to get away from having to,
Deal
feel
with the
like, well,
reality.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get, I'm gonna go and work the 9 to 5. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so another thing too is a lot of people I believe that are that's showing up to a lot of these protests because they're trying to get, a large number of views and, you know, just for the aware to make people aware of things, not just saying that people out there just because they want to go viral, but to
Hmm.
make people aware of them because there's a payout there. So that's
Yeah.
another thing where it's an incentive to people to kind of go in that direction. So, but showing
It's
up
a
to a
new,
lot of
but
these,
it's a new avenue. Go ahead.
it is that's a new avenue. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, showing up to these type of events, you're putting your life at risk.
True.
Look at the man that went there, right? And he put his life, he got in the way of,
Helping another
these
woman.
people
Yeah.
doing their jobs. And so, I would say that he winded up becoming a victim to the machine. You know what I'm
Very,
saying?
very
His life,
true. Very much.
you know what I'm saying? His life really became a victim, and all, and the algorithm recorded everything.
Just that quick.
The algorithm caught all of it.
You see
You know
how
what
quick
I'm
the circumstances change, though. Like, you
saying?
know,
And
he coming
so
in peace, and they coming in whole different mindset, man.
and then there's two arguments. There's two sides to it because, of course, the narrative is changing.
Always,
And that's
always.
the there's that distraction. You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying? So,
twisting, but that's the twisting of the truth.
yeah, yeah. So there you
You
go.
know,
That's
through
dropped
the
another bomb.
cameras.
They dropped another. You just dropped another bomb. I got to keep going back here and pulling out the bombs, man. Cause
Yo, but I'm just saying that's how they use the media. You know, like sometimes that's how they use the social media. That's how they use the media. It's all forms of expressing their view. Because they control you being able to be seen. They control, whatever goes on there. So, it's still a form of control. We try to make as much people conscious of what's going on around us, but it's still somewhat through their view because they're the one allowing you to express it. You know,
mm.
you can express it, but they're allowing your expression to be viewed, basically.
So
They can
yeah,
shut you down or let you ride.
right, right. Well, on this platform here, we try to bring you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to be litigated, in the court. But we know that the justice system moves so slow, and by the time they get to, the truth, it's already something that's been so long forgotten. And in case you don't know,
Mhm.
everything is symbolized. They use symbols to,
Whole life is symbolism, man.
yeah, they used all these different symbols as a representation of what,
Of the real. Yep.
what who has power. And you got the snail, because if and you ever get a chance to go up to this Yale School of Law and you
Hmm.
look on the building out there, right, you're going to see, there's the crook that's got the bag of money running just like the Monopoly game, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
also got the police officer
With the
chasing after him. And these
mhm. Yeah. Hmm.
are symbols that they put on their buildings, right? And of course, I know because I lived in Yale. I done went to those buildings down there. We
Hmm.
actually, during the tour, we had a tour of some of those buildings down because they're historical buildings, but they have those like.
Hmm.
I worked it there. I mean, I worked as when I was a union member, we built a lot of these schools, and there was gargoyles and things that we would have to,
Yeah.
install into the
God.
building, and it would
Hmm.
come in stone, and as we were building
Statutes.
the
Yeah.
statues.
Hmm.
So they also had one that was a representation of um, due process or the law, and that was the snail. The snail was the symbol that they used at the school of Yale, law school of Yale, as a symbol of the due process because
Hmm.
the courts move slow.
But then they tell you that your you're supposed to be able to get a speedy trial. They're like contradiction. It's like you're playing with people, you confusing people. Like,
those other distractions.
The process moves as a snail, but how am I gonna get a speedy trial then? It should not make sense, man.
Legal jargon.
Legal jargon. They use that to confuse people. Confusion is easy to lead or mislead a person that's confused.
Exactly. And most people can't represent themselves in the court because they don't have that education, and
they don't speak that Latin.
Yeah, they're not able to.
They don't speak that language, because that's basically how all the laws is broken down into Latin. So if you don't understand that Latin, or what the corpus, habeas corpus, really means, and
you just caught up. You're caught up in the system. Once they get you, once you hit them, when they coming.
Just a number, man. It's just a statistic,
Yeah, and see, they'll haul you away. They'll haul you away real quick. They'll haul you away somewhere. Either they'll haul you away in handcuffs, or they're gonna haul you away in a casket. It's gonna be one or the other. You messing with these people. So that's and see. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of our rights, our civil rights, the amendment, the Constitution, the First Amendment, which is our right to free speech and to to protest and things of that nature. We're starting to see that with all of the civil unrest, and they want to say it's civil unrest, but it's not. These people are exercising their constitutional rights. But it's being interpreted as this is civil unrest. This is peaceful protests that are being misinterpreted.
Yeah, I mean, it's the forces, basically the police or whoever is supposed to be maintaining order, is the one that's acting out of order, that's creating the chaos.
The police are not the police. The Minnesota police are not even trying to help. This is the thing. They're saying they need to join with us because that would help. They join with the ICE agents because that would help
ease the tension
between the protesters, the people, and so that they could do their job.
Yeah, because as soon as they see the ICE, they're agitated. Protesters. As soon as they see the ICE, the label, across their chest, that's the whole purpose that they're really there. Because of the way that the ICE is handling, apprehending people or whatever. They taking people that's not even that's citizens and taking them. They're not even thinking of any type of paperwork or legitimacy or anything. They're just snatching them up if they fit a description, basically. And this stuff is things that we've been going through our whole lives. I know how many times I got pulled over for fitting a description and going through this. So I understand what they're going through. The Latinos or whatever, but this is nothing that we haven't been dealing with since I was a kid.
Right.
So it's just.
And there's so many ways you can relate to what they may feel like they're going through.
Yeah. You feel disrespected.
And I can relate to it too. I've been profiled so many times myself.
So many times. It's disrespectful,
Well,
and then for them to be at the protest is just like blatantly, like in your face, like, have somebody else controlling the crowds. Why you gotta have ICE out here controlling the crowds?
And that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
I don't understand. They're supposed to be conducting covert stings
or whatever. Yeah, why are you at the protest? Agitating. You basically agitating the protesters, really.
Well, they can't even do nothing because they showed up with I'd say if they were in plain clothes, they'd have a better chance at being able to kind of
than having that big ICE across their chest. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what's agitating the protesters.
Yeah, because they know what you're there to do. And if that's
Because
the case, you don't want them to get in the way of you doing it. Take that off, move
don't
around
even,
yourself, blend in,
yeah.
and get right close to the guy you're looking for, and then throw him in cuffs. You know what I'm saying? Take him away like that.
But for
That
what? The people are here peacefully at the protest. Put the ICE shit on pause, man. Let the people protest. Let the people voice their opinion.
because while they're
Without
doing that, they could be conducting the raids and
somewhere else.
yeah, nobody. I think that a lot of this stuff is just really all
There's a
by
lot of this propaganda, man.
it's propaganda. It's
And
another big
hype, man.
distraction. Of
That's
course,
it.
this is a coliseum. This is where it's all. Like I was saying, we got these
So many
coliseums.
forms. So many forms of Coliseum, man.
So many different forms of Colosseum, and this is where they the Roman Empire when they controlled the minds of the people because the people were hungry, they were famished,
Yeah. And it's the
and
same thing.
they would throw them
You know, it's hard.
into the circle and have them down there, and everybody would like, hey, fight, fight, and then they're trying to fight for their life, and it's like the Thunderdome, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. With
it, it
with the
which is
inflation and everything, cost of everything, I was at the convenience store, and I know it's 30 years ago, but a pack of now and laters that was used to be a nickel is 50 cents. A bag of chips that was 25 cents is $3. 279. 30 years inflation, but goodness gracious, just 10 years ago, that same bag of chips was 25 cents.
Power.
So, when the poor and the middle class, their money is going less and less further.
can't get
They
nothing.
gotta work 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Nah, that ain't right. That ain't no type of, that system is totally flawed because the inflation is going up, but the wages is not going up to compete with the inflation. So that right there lets you know that it's flawed.
It was a machine designed to solve a very simple, terrifying
Well,
because those two things right there, if you run in the economy in a business, those two things right there should be even Steven. Wages and inflation should go together. That's the only way you're gonna be able to combat the inflation is to keep the wage up. But when the wage stays down here and the inflation just keeps rising, and then it's hard to even get a raise, once you start working for a company. So like that's why right now it's so people are so like entrepreneur minded, man.
Well, the currency has been debased. They're debasing our
The
currency
dollar. Yeah.
by using those interest rates.
Yeah.
You know,
By putting them up.
yeah, raising the interest rate higher and higher and higher, which
But
debases the
at the
purchasing
same
power.
time, it's like a contradicting each other because when they lower the interest rates to too low, they're not making any money off the money that they're lending out. That's the same thing that happened to Japan. Japan was at 0% interest and negative interest for almost 30 years. And you see their whole country is damn near about to collapse because the yen is not bearing no weight. Now that they just started increasing the interest rates to above to 0.05 or 0.5, I mean, something like that, their economy is coming back.
They have a little more power to their yen.
Yeah, because listen, if you lending out $1 trillion, you don't need to get 5%, 6%. You could get 2%, 1.5%, and you still making money. So when you lending out all this money at 0%, and then the people default on more than 60% of the loans, you automatically in a debt. But you never even collected anything off of the initial loan.
The initial loan, right?
So how you gonna make money?
Took a loss on top of it, like just losing.
Just losing all the way around. So that don't make sense for economists to come out and have the 0%. Oh, 0%, 0%. You shooting yourself in the foot in the long run. It might seem more appealing to the consumer that's buying and getting the loans, but you got to think both ways. You got to think both sides. If America's a business and we live in this country, the company got to make money too. So keeping the interest rates between like 1.5%, 2% to like 2.5%, 3 maximum is a way that the consumer can borrow money and still make money. Because when it's 5, 6%, you borrowing money, but you only getting a certain amount of spending power with that 6%. When it's 3%, 2%, 1.5%, you got far more spending power.
Mm. And that's like those people that got those mortgages back when they were able to get them at 2% and things like that. They're fine. They're sitting good.
Fine. They're good.
You borrow money now trying to get something that's 6 or 7%. You're underwater. You can't get from up underneath that.
You can't. It's hard. Like I'm saying, that goes from doubling your payment.
Motivated 2010 in the house. How you doing, man? Appreciate you for joining. Shout out to you in the chat.
So I mean, it's just you gotta be thinking nowadays, man, because there's so many distractions. There's so many distractions, but there's so many ways to make money.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. I agree with that.
It's crazy, because you can't just be on a mindset and think you're gonna be wealthy if you just gonna work for somebody. It's not gonna happen because it's not set up like that. You could work for someone but still have other incomes coming in. That's the compound effect. That's how the shit's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? That's why stock market, crypto, all of this is means that our people really didn't have any access of being able to get to because they used to be so exclusive. Like you needed 25 grand or 30 grand, to get involved. And now,
right,
you take $20 and stack that shit and find you 1 or 2 good investments that's going to give you dividends and returns. And then in crypto, you got staking rewards and yields that you could be putting your crypto into that's generating more money. That's non-performance income.
Multiple streams of income.
That's how the rich stay rich.
Indeed.
Stocks and real estate. Your stocks and real estate. Because real estate goes up and down. But listen, you get in at $3, that shit goes up to $10. It comes back down to $7. Then it goes up to $12. You still up.
Right. High yield savings account.
All of that.
Yes.
High yield savings account.
She says high yield savings.
Cash value, life insurance.
There you go. Yeah.
Setting up your trust, private trust. Not so much living trust, but private trust really sets your shit up. I'm just learning about the trust situation and how to set, my businesses and all my assets up into the trust. But that's the way to go, where you own nothing, but you manage and control everything. So they can't come for nothing. They can't come to you for nothing.
Right. So that's like tokenization and
it's a real world asset. That's a whole nother hustle.
Real world asset. Yeah, because Larry Fink, now if you don't know who Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock. He's also just recently been nominated to be the chair of the World Economic Forum. And if Larry Fink says that they're going to tokenize everything, that means stocks, bonds, precious metals,
houses, cars,
real estate,
everything.
Anything that has intrinsic value or has value.
Listen,
even your intellectual data, your intellectual property, because they are collecting all of our data through these streams, these live
information of things, the information of things, yo. That's data.
That algorithm is
IoT, yes.
Yeah, it is the actual machine learning tool that once tokenized, it gives value to, those thoughts and ideas, which of course any thought can be manifest into a, a money making product. But sometimes
Basically.
people don't get behind the work that it takes to get it to, I want to start a business. What kind of business? Well, I want to, I want to sell, I want to sell, I want to sell soap. I want to make soap. I want to do this, and then, you got to get behind it and then make the product. Now you can tokenize, you can sell the idea, you can sell the product, you can tokenize a lot of the ingredients.
That's all it is. You get your patent. That's what, that's basically what really tokenization really is, if you think about it.
Right.
Patents. Basically getting a patent can be digital patent.
There you go. And everybody can buy a fraction of it.
A fraction of it. Exactly. A Satoshi. That's the simplest way to break down real world assets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now if you want to sell your house and your house is a real world asset tokenized, you don't have to sell your whole house. You sell portions of it.
That's
and you keep ownership of the house forever. It's set up in a trust. It's passed on to your kids. You know what I'm saying? However you set it up for rental property or whatever, boom, 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 boom.
And motivated 2021 says that we were not taught this in school, but it's never too late to learn.
That's the truth. Facts.
Shout out to you for that one. That's a fact. That's a fact, because financial illiteracy is it's a big hurdle for a lot of us, but it's like you said, it's never too late. And so we need to become educated more about this new financial system, about the infrastructure that they are building right now while we're being distracted
before it takes off.
Yeah, because it's exactly, it's going to take off. But see what happened now. We're really emotionally tied up in a lot of things because what's happening in our communities and what's happening in our own personal lives. People are struggling, just to make ends meet. There are people that they walk down their street and it's not even safe to walk down the street because they're profiled. They're citizens, but they can get profiled. They might be dragged in somewhere for questioning. And people are just, instead of giving time to learn about this new economical shift that's taking place, and this has to do with commerce. It has to do with the economy. It's on a geopolitical scale. This is global that this is happening.
Yes.
We are so tied up in the smoke screen, and we definitely have all of this going on in the background. Sirens. People are getting unalived, and people are it's fear politics.
That's how they always rule, man. Through fear.
They use that to definitely, and you can't even get
no sleep. Everything.
You can't get any sleep. You can't even think straight. How are you going to focus on this new, financial system, or how are you going to be able to start grasping onto some of these tools, financial tools, that they're now writing legislation for, that they're now sitting down, passing laws to implement so that they can enrich themselves and leave most people behind because they're too distracted.
Because they're scared. Because they're trying to put fear.
Yeah, they're scared to death.
Yeah, they're making them fear it, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Oh, don't buy this. Don't do that.
And the whole time, and it's so evident because the whole time they telling everybody crypto's a scam, crypto's this, crypto's that. Now they're building the infrastructure. They've been building the infrastructure really behind the closed doors, but telling everybody not to get involved, just trying to keep their rich friends involved. But this is too big. Decentralization and the whole crypto vision is mostly for the people, and to separate us from paying all these extra fees for nonsense that's making other people millionaires and billionaires. When now we can when now we can take that information and get involved ourselves and create our own millionaires and billionaires.
How much do it cost you? How much does it cost to go to if say you're somewhere and you want to use an ATM machine that's outside of your bank, like because when you travel, then they might just shut your money off too. They see you go try to pull some money out of the bank. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't, because they're following you, they're tracking your spending. They know your habits. Say you travel out of town. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. Anybody that has had that happen to them. You can put a like up or leave it in the chat. When you go traveling somewhere and you make a transaction or you go to withdraw some money, first of all, you're paying outrageous fees because that's not your bank, but you got to get some cash because some places they will only take cash, right? And then you find out you get an alert from the bank or they just shut you down altogether because they want to make money off of you, but then they want to make sure that this is not a fraudulent activity. They're monitoring your money. You spending it. You got to get permission. They can shut you off, and then you got to call in and say, "Hey, man, I need my money. What are you doing? I'm over here with my wife and kids or my family, and we trying to get some gas."
You know what? It's a slippery slope.
Oh yeah,
because everything is on the blockchain, which is still a form of surveillance, like because but the blockchain is transparent, so I can only not just see my transactions. I can see institutions' transactions and stuff like that. But it's still a form of surveillance, I believe, too. Because with dealing with the crypto, because everything is stored on the blockchain. So it's pros and cons, and then you got the CBDCs, and you got the stable coins and stuff. All of that to me is like all entwined and stuff, because everything crypto is still kind of going back to a stable coin, which is still kind of going back to a dollar, which is still, what I'm saying? Oh, I froze up. Water is good.
We're back. You back? I'm back. You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Motivate 2010 says, I'm going to be honest. I would not pay a fee to get my money. I find a Presto Public somewhere. Okay. I'm cheap when it comes to that. And you got to be frugal. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? We already know. If you know the ways around paying those fees, guess what? You're gonna
try and use them.
That's find where they got one at. You're gonna pull out that app. You're gonna but they
tell me one wealthy person that don't know a loophole.
Okay, because they ain't that nothing go. But see the thing, and then I'm gonna tell you too, motivated 2010s was that she'd be going to the dollar store and getting all them deals, man. She got the app down. I was on one of her lives and she was talking about how they make sure that they find the deals when they coming out. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I know that's right. You gotta do what you gotta do out here, man. We have to stretch that dollar. We have to learn how to stretch it. But we also got to learn how to put it to work too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of financial literacy that and like T was saying,
that's what capital is, baby. Capital is the money that you got working for you. Because other than that, money is just being spent if it's not working for you. But capital is money that's making money.
Currency is a flow of money, and you want to keep a currency going. You want to have a flow. You want to cash flow some money. You want to turn that money that's sitting or staying like she said, them high yield accounts and stuff, and if you check see banks don't really want to give you that high yield interest.
No, they don't.
So what you got to do is you got to go and do digital. You got to do digital banking. Digital banking going to be the one that's going to offer you the high yields.
Yep.
And then, but again, too, T, like you were saying, before you had to have 10,000 or 20,000 in the bank. They wouldn't allow you to have, access to some of those financial instruments unless you had a set amount of money in there. And see, with the blockchain, it's altogether different because you can start. Once people start learning about some of the yields that you can get from some of these stable coins and things like that. Stable coin is much like just putting it into a high yield account, and that's what these banks are going to start off. They're all getting ready to start offering this to their their customers.
Did you read that article I sent you about Steak and Shake? Steak and Shake going to start giving their employees, I think.
Steak and Shake, yeah. Fractions
as of March, start giving them fractions of Bitcoin.
Now, listen, man. I done heard a lot of stuff coming
in
down
rewards.
the pipeline for some years when it comes down to rewards, because some of the reward systems, yes, that's where they're gonna have a lot of you.
They're trying to convert the adoption, though. Trying to make it simple, like plain, like secondhand, like how it was when people were standoffish about using credit cards versus cash and shit.
Oh yeah.
And now they're trying to make it convenient, just like that.
Yeah, at first it was, I remember. I think that the first place that was able to start using credit cards was McDonald's. I think they were the first place that started allowing
maybe crypto too.
Cards to be used. It was at McDonald's. I saw a video or something about it. My credit union was giving me 0.1% on my money, and I let it sit there for years. Shame. The light bulb finally came on. And I know you're glad that you finally figured that out. I have I still got my annuity from when I was in the Bricklayers Union. And
converted it over.
No, I was gonna roll it over, but I just left it. I still have it there, and I gotta get it out of there. It's not making. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was making money when I was working, and they were paying into it. It was growing, but then the interest, it was pretty good. But
right now, you could do the same thing if you took it out and put it into your own investment.
Oh yeah, I was gonna take it out and invest it and put it into some other assets. I was gonna. I had to go do a lot of paperwork to do it.
You could set up a Roth trust too.
Yeah, I was going to send it over to Fidelity at one time, and I just never did. So it's just still sitting over there, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to leave it there. I ain't messing with it, but I want to get it out there. But I'm still vested over there. I said, well, maybe I'll go back and lay some bricks one day, but I know that's I know that's a lie.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you done with that.
No, I ain't doing that no more. No. I would have helped you come work on your house and probably left after 5 minutes. Like, T, I'm not doing this no more. This guy did
that's my shit now.
You should see his house. OMG. Did a very good job. Inside and out. T did it up, man. My hat's off to you, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So it came a long way, that place, man. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you that got you a lot of business, too.
Yeah. Got me some business.
Of course. Definitely. I know you done did a lot of people on your street, too, huh?
A few of them. They tight. They don't want to spend no money.
I know you was charging them, though.
Yeah, I don't. It's business, man. It's not personal.
Check out
I make sure that everything is done right the first time, So our slogan, quality work built to last, baby.
Okay.
True Stone Builders trying to get a plug right there, you know what I'm saying?
It's a bomb. True Stone Builders, check them out. They got your website. Where's your website? Put the website. We're gonna make sure we try to get you.
TrueStoneBuildersLLC.com.
Yeah, go check them out. That's my brother there. So, well, it's just right now. I'm telling you, man. I mean, with the way things are going in this country right now, that I know that this it's about to be tax season.
Is what?
It's about to be tax season.
Oh yeah,
right.
Tax season here after the 20th.
Tax season's here, I gotta get mine done I got to get mine done.
too.
They're gonna come out with they say they're gonna come out with some stimulus money, and that they lying to people. I
This
don't.
supposed to be like the biggest returns you could get ever, or some shit.
Man,
Trump
look,
got hyped up,
well,
and the no income tax supposed to come into effect. I think like May or some shit like that.
oh really?
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna be taxing the checks?
Nope.
Wow. I mean, so we're getting ready.
Waving.
See, you're getting ready. What if what these people are saying is right, and now we know something is about to happen. You look at these markets. You know what I'm saying? You look at these markets right now. We got to do a little market update. I'm going to go pull up some prices, some of these things.
See,
And
gold is already over $5,000 right now.
yeah, that sometimes look. People are gonna look at this stuff and be like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want
The
to talk.
market just opened up at
They're gonna be like,
6.
they're gonna look. People are gonna be like,
Asian.
I don't even want to. Oh yeah, the Asian markets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna say I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Why? Because you're gonna miss that train. You're gonna miss that train.
Yeah.
Don't miss that train.
There's plenty of trains though, man.
Oh, there's a lot of trains right now.
Because with all this new energy and it's nuclear energy that's coming, that they're gonna be converting, for all these data centers and quantum computing. Then you got the little cyber defense and all of that stuff that's picking up.
That
When you got the AI and the technology, there's a lot of new companies about to. You just got to be in the mix of the know. Keep your ear to the street.
Yeah. But for the price of a cup of coffee right now,
get you some good XRPs, brother.
Yeah, you can buy some assets that are going there. It's volatile.
Yeah.
It's volatile, but
It's
you
a
want to.
few.
These are long-term holds. These are things that
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking to get rich overnight, it's not going to happen. All right, but you want to be now is pretty much a good time to accumulate, because when these things take off,
That's my motto.
when these markets take off, I mean,
Yes.
you're not
You want to
just
be holding.
yeah, the stocks and the bonds and gold and stuff like that. Like, for a lot of people, they miss an opportunity. They missed the boat on that. I could say I missed the boat on it because I could have got into gold and I didn't get into gold. And I
Mm-hmm.
think you can get into it now, but you gotta you gotta have you want to get a couple ounces and stuff, and you gotta have some thousands of dollars to really be able to
Mm-hmm. You got to get exposure through ETFs and shit now. But I mean, the physical gold is worth more. But
Hey, you have a good night. We appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, so you definitely want to I'm not a financial advisor. I don't need to be thinking that I could just I don't have a crystal ball to tell nobody, hey yo, this is gonna make you wealthy right here and things. But I do believe in putting the money to work, because if we just try to hoard it, inflation is going to eat it up.
Yeah.
Inflation, the cost of everything is going up. Gas,
capital,
groceries,
baby.
rent, the car repairs, everything, all of that stuff. The cost of these things, you got. I said, well, you want it done cheap, take it down here, right? You know what I'm saying? And then what they gonna tell you? Well, that got a couple more years on it. You know what I'm saying? They put a few more years on it for you, but it ain't gonna last you too long. But when you want to, we want to go out and get something new, you got to spend some money.
Yep.
And see,
something that's gonna make you some money though.
There's something that's gonna make you some money. See, I'm at a point right now where I need something new. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I took care of my truck, and I don't know already, added a few more years to it. I got as many more years on it as I think I'm gonna get on it. But I can sell it to somebody else, and they'll put a few more years on it. They'll work on it and get it fixed up, and they'll put a few dollars into it. That it's going to be costing them. I don't already spent enough money on mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point where now it don't make sense to me no more. because that's what winds up happening. You hold on to these things for so long, and then you find yourself putting more and more and more money into it, and then you're like, you know what, I need to just go ahead and get me something new. Well, don't you know that that's
reliable?
that right there gonna cost you.
Yes, sir.
That you think right now, today, with something new. Come on, and it's only gonna go up from here. So the money that I might have, that I want to go ahead and say, hey man, I want to get something.
Like Dwayne Sheridan on the side.
I literally need. I literally
20
need
pounds
to be,
heavier.
I need to be taking whatever you eat, and I smell it.
Oh, you smell it over here?
It smells good, man. I
had to go off the camera for you because they don't want to see you greasy like that.
Eating, I smell it. It smells good.
It's very delicious. I ain't gonna front. Good old baked chicken.
Smell good. I'm all the way down here in the Carolinas, and I smell that thing. But for a few dollars right now, for a cost of what it might cost you to get a cup of coffee, you can pick up some of these, assets and things that are going to blow up. They're going to, in the next few years, astronomically increase in price. And then when people realize that, they're going to be like, why didn't I,
earlier?
Yeah, what was I thinking? Like, I thought, it was just going to stay that price forever and wait for me to decide? No. Markets don't do that.
Nope.
They move when there's market sentiment. When they move, when
cycles.
In cycles, or when there's like geopolitical
tensions,
events that happen. Nations adopt, especially the new technology.
Yeah, that's basically all crypto is technology, really.
Yeah, that's tech.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And to see people,
and banking, tech and banking and tech and
communication,
communications. Yeah,
right.
Interoperability with other,
faster settlement time. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to really capitalize, whereas the financial sector is going to explode. You just have to allocate money at the right time. And it does not take a lot of money, because as you see, these things are $1.50. Now,
and you could dollar cost average into anything, man.
Smart money investors, those Wall Street guys, they look at it saying, okay, I'm gonna put 3% or 2% or 7% of my total net worth into an asset that's pretty much $1, $2, $3. If they can get it at 15 and 20 cents, they're gonna get it and sit on it.
They're keep accumulating that amount.
And keep accumulating. But see, now remember, these are Wall Street guys, so they're maybe allocating 3 to 5% of their net worth. Imagine what their net worth is. So that just lets you know of when they come on the scene, how heavy a hand they go in, and
now
they
could take that and grow it.
If it goes to 10 or
20%.
X, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good.
That unbelievable amount of return that they make. So I don't doubt that these things are going to definitely. In fact, I already know that they're going to 10x, or some of them
even more, man.
Do a 10x or 20x, or you got some of them do. I've seen some of these things when the markets were going parabolic back in 2019, 2017, 200% and 300%, 400%, 1,000%, or just
shit. I mean, a lot of coins right now, man, is still down like
100%,
80, 90%.
Yep, and those projects Some of them they're not gonna come back, and some of them they're
Some of them are. Some of
explode.
them is going to explode greater than they did last time.
Yeah, they're gonna make higher highs.
They're
They're
going to
gonna
make
go make higher highs from the
new
all-time
all-time
high.
highs. Yeah.
Yes, and if
Because
you go look on the
a
chart,
lot of those technologies, they're like, they're not so much grouped together, but a lot of those technologies do sort of similar things. You know, they kind of like piggybacking off of each other, you know,
right?
and then one just jumps up above, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just
I'm
got to
looking
be
at
diversified, man. That's it, man.
I'm looking at the market right now, and
And invest in quality assets,
one of my one of my favorite sites to use. I
for
always
research.
yeah, my favorite site is for crypto bubbles, but
Hmm.
you can always go to the crypto bubbles, and then you can go and get Coin Market Cap.
Yeah, I got them. Coin Market Cap, Coin
And
Telegraph is where I
Coin,
do a
yeah,
little Coin Desk, Coin
yes,
Intel,
and that will give you a lot of the tools to be able to follow the market. You
and a
know,
lot of them. If you could get onto the decentralized exchanges, it will. You know, what I'm saying, you could research and get a lot of research on coins off of there. And I mess with the Weiss rating system too. The Weiss rating they have for the crypto and for the stocks, and they grade it, as far as A, B, C, D, E, F. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to unrated, and it help you like, even if you read the white papers, it'll have like give you another type of perspective. It
mm,
could be the same view, or it could be a little bit different from how you was interpreting it. But yeah, I've been trying to do research on, do my 5 T's, and I really feel like if I'm really digging and understanding the tokenomics and the team and the reason why and the use case of how it's going to help, in the future, and if I see that have some relevancy, and I might put a little investment on it, and then but it sometimes that should be like 3 zeros and then a dollar, a digit, an integer and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then
well,
next thing you know, if that shit goes to 10 cent, that's already 1,000 times.
mm, macro,
You know, and you
macro,
could have just put $100 in.
yeah, macro is a macro investment
That's
turns
10 G's. Shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it could turn into like a macro. That's where you want to look into the markets, and it's like penny stocks. People
Yep.
that and then
Yep.
but it's
Same
crypto.
thing.
It's the same thing.
It's
Well,
the
it's
altcoins. That's it.
yeah.
And,
Um,
and everything except if it's not Bitcoin, everything else is an altcoin. Shit.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah, basically, or Ethereum. Ethereum's
Ethereum
even
is an altcoin too. Yeah.
altcoin itself too.
Hmm.
You know,
It's just top dog. It's right up there with Bitcoin, you know, as far as market cap, but you know, the,
but these are good tools to be able to get download the app, or put it on. I have you could just Google it, go on
yeah.
there, and
Hmm.
Coin Market Cap.
That's what I
It
did
gives you a
last
lot
night
of.
on that federal nuclear energy fund they got going on and shit, man. And they got a whatchamacallit going for that.
He
Trying
said
to they trying to tokenize that shit.
it motivated 2010 says, thanks, Anthony. I met you earlier on Angie's channel and wanted to stop by and show some support. We'll check back next time. Who's Anthony?
That's your code name, ain't it?
No, I don't know.
No.
I think he's talking to somebody else. But we're gonna shout you out anyway. We
Mm.
appreciate you for that. It looked like the volume went down. So,
Yo.
I don't know who Anthony is, but
Mm.
I think she might have been typing something to somebody else and probably was jumping back and forth in between streams, and then that message came up on my thing
through.
because she knows the this is the Commercial Trucking Chronicles, and I'm your boy Swizzy. You know, you don't know who Anthony is, but shout out to Anthony in the chat.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the love, brother.
Yeah, appreciate
Anthony.
it. Of course, the channel, so we appreciate her. Oh man,
you got to put the conscious commercial trucker. You know what I'm saying?
What? With the content?
The conscious, conscious.
Oh, the conscious
conscious commercial trucker and shit.
we want to keep our conscious. We want to stay focused.
That's it. Aware.
Have you heard of this Space Coin? Space Coin launches Space Token with 11% community airdrop. So if you got Space Token, shout out to you. Heard of that Space Coin?
Nah.
Okay.
What's deal with SpaceX? No, that's that IPO is supposed to be dropping sometime this year. That's that Elon Musk. That's his thing with the he got the rockets that can go in space, and then you could read like the reusable rocket ships type shit.
What? This has something to do with Trump's World Liberty Coin, and I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, in a significant development of decentralized infrastructure project, SpaceCoin has officially announced the detailed distribution plan for the Space Token airdrop, making a pivotal moment for investors and the satellite-based internet sector. According to reports from Wu Blockchain on March 15th, 2025, the project will implement a phased unlock schedule design. They're unlocking it. That means they're going to do the airdrop. A phased unlock design to balance the immediate accessibility with long-term ecosystem stability. Wow.
What are they dropping that on? That's going to be a stock or a crypto?
It's a crypto, while simultaneously launching a competitive staking program. This announcement follows the project's earlier strategic partnership with World Liberty Financial, highlighting SpaceCoin growing.
You got some of that?
No, growing footprint and the convenience of the blockchain and telecommunications. I really think that this World Liberty Financial thing is going to pop off, but that's Donald Trump's coin. That's another Donald Trump's
That's one
coin.
of them. Man, he got about 10 coins, man.
Yeah,
not more than that. But a lot of like that coin I was telling you about last night, that FNEF. They got that up on Phantom and shit.
What's that?
It's that federal nuclear energy fund.
What's it called? I'm looking it up right now.
FNEF. That's the.
Well, let me see. Is it on Crypto Bubbles? FNEF?
I don't think so. It's too new. I think that shit just came out.
Wait a minute. Let me see. I'll look it up. What is it? What?
FNEF. It's on Phantom, but I didn't see it on Crypto Bubbles.
Not found. They don't have it there.
Where?
If it's on Phantom,
it's not verified yet because it's so new.
You got to trust the developers, and that's the thing about Phantom that I lost a lot over on Phantom. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I lost a lot.
You got to get the right address and shit.
Yeah, because see, that's the thing. But you go into Phantom, and I was trying to do some stuff.
But this one, if you go on Phantom now, there's not a lot of addresses on there for that shit. There's only one. But I went on there last night.
I wish I could share my screen. If I could share my screen, man, I would do that.
Are you on a specific DEX? Because I'm gonna go on my wife's rating and check it out too.
No. So here's the other question I have for you. You have that what is it called? That cold storage wallet where you
Yeah,
use the what's the name of it?
Elipel.
Elipal. I was watching a tutorial. Have you experimented with the staking up there? Because I know you said they do staking on you.
Yeah. No, I was, a matter of fact, I just unstaked like three of my freaking coins on Coinbase so I could bring them over to my Elipel so I could stake them over there and shit.
Do they have a minimum that you have to stake?
No, I don't believe.
Okay.
I don't believe. I think it's normal because I still stake some, like a small amount over on my Coinbase, but
You're not staking XRP, are you?
no, it's not. They don't have that feature over there yet.
Do you could? But I hear you could. It was something where you could stake XRP, then you had to have Flare, and then you mint some other tokens
Mm.
on Flare.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Something I forget. I watched the tutorial.
On XRPL.
No,
I
it
mean
wasn't
on
actually.
um it's a hold on.
I kind of want to do it because I think that
The
they said
staking?
okay, there's a minimum of 10 tokens that you have to put up there, and I'm like, that's
Mm.
not too bad. That's probably I'll tell you like with the current price right
Yeah,
now,
that's 10, that's not a lot.
it's not a little probably over $13 or
Yeah.
something. You
Hmm.
know, $18. 10 of them are 18
But
bucks,
not
right?
I done got so comfortable. I got comfortable with my code. I was nervous about that shit at first, but
But I don't even want to risk $18. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I
I
have
did
more
small
than enough
small
to.
increment and
Yes,
then
a very small amount, but I have enough to be able to do it, and I won't miss that $18 at all.
yeah, nah.
However, I don't want to lose anything to no fraudster. I've lost enough, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
trying to do stuff, and as they make these minimum, it's just like, oh well, if you don't have $20,000, you can't get in
yeah,
on it. So
yeah,
now
yeah.
you don't got 20 grand, but you missing out while everybody else is making, what
Hmm.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I was on that. I went
Bang.
decentralized masters. They wanted you to have at least 20 grand
Yeah,
worth of.
so if you don't, and then the thing
But
is,
then they wasn't you didn't have to get more. They was giving you ways to make money off of that from different yields and shit.
well,
These different decentralized yields. So I guess off of 20 grand on the yield shit in a month, you could be making 200-300,
okay.
yield
Not
each
bad, but
month.
that's still a lot to put up because if they get you for the 20, man, that's like, come on, they
Yeah,
already
yeah,
got
that's
that
a. I mean,
before,
yeah,
you
that
know,
yeah. But I
and
told him I
I
was like, man, I ain't got no 20 G's, motherfucker.
no,
Shit.
I'm not, I'm not putting that much of nothing up for them
But
to
what
turn
it
around.
what it was is that they didn't have possession of your coins or your money. They was just teaching you that they was giving you the avenues to invest your money on different exchanges that could get you higher yields. But you was still in control of custody of handling, your money. Because it's some motherfuckers, motherfuckers got mad fucking crypto out here, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I know you holding mad crypto too. So it's different ways where like that's another way of passive income off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's
but I don't
where
want to. That's
you
it.
don't
See,
want to risk it.
I don't want to risk it because I'm in a good position and I'm not gonna get greedy. I
But
know
see, you don't have to risk everything, like,
I know, but that's the thing. I don't at this point, T. I don't want to
because
lose.
it could be real.
I know it could be real. Don't think that I don't want to do it. It's very tempting for me, but I think that that's the trap for guys like me that might have a lot.
Oh,
To go and risk it to be, to risk it behind greed. Now I'm
yeah.
sitting with a good amount, and I'm fine with that till the price moves.
I'm saying,
But I would always like. I'm
you got to
always
take that
thinking.
as capital and let
I
that
know. I
make
know. You got
moves
to
for
make
you.
it work for yourself. But see, now here's the other thing. This token. You
You
know,
could stand to
Tesla.
lose 200, nigga,
Yeah, but I just don't want to
just to
lose
see
any.
if it works. If it don't work,
Yeah, I know. You know. Hey, hey,
that's a
hey. All
part
right,
of,
all right.
scared money don't. You know how that
Right. When
shit
you know
go,
me to
nigga.
be scared.
You from the
Look, you was
streets,
with me
nigga.
with the.
You
You was
already
with
know
me
what
in the
time it is.
casino. You was with me in the casino when I
Yeah, I
was
know.
killing them. And I had
Mm-hmm.
no problem playing 3 hands and betting all that daggone money. And you seen what I was tearing they behind up that
Well,
night.
that's the same way you gotta approach these markets.
But you know my problem. You know what my problem was that night,
You don't know
man.
when to say when, motherfucker.
If I would have left,
You talking to me? Mm.
if I would have, if you, I got mad at you for not pulling me away from the table. I literally was like, man, you let me chicken lose all that money back.
I'm aware you're going outside.
Yo,
Yeah, I'll try to tell you. It's time to go, motherfucker.
it was time to go on.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I, man, you
But
know,
that's the only thing. You
yeah,
know, your habit, your tendencies. So don't put the whole thing. Put a little percentage, and then that shit might be the truth, nigga. Then you like shit,
yeah.
and you handling it. Like it's not like you forfeiting over 20 grand or however many thousand of your shit. Hell no, I ain't never gonna be with no dumb shit like that. Nah, fuck
I
that.
mean, I
The
was
whole
blinded
purpose of
by,
this shit is self custody. So why the fuck I'm gonna give you custody of my shit now? You know what I'm saying?
I was
You know,
blind. People get blinded by, I don't know, you want to call it greed because
no, it's
I
trust. You can't
literally,
trust motherfuckers in this shit, man. Because it's still boiled down to the ultimate thing is you're dealing with what?
the house,
Money.
the
You're
house,
dealing with money.
yeah,
But anytime there's money involved, there's a chance that the person on the other end is not trustworthy. So you got to always be skeptical and shit, man. That's the whole thing about money. Even if you know the person for your whole life, when money gets involved, thoughts and things come into creation, and that should have never even been into your mindset.
yeah, and
But
then so you basically everybody got a price where they just gonna basically,
yeah, forget all reason and just go
yeah, they
for
just
greed. Shit.
yeah, you get consumed by it, and that's unfortunate because you know what, is an immense amount of wealth out here, and there's enough for everybody, and
That's the
so
truth.
there's really no need for that greed to really
That element,
cause a
yeah.
person to compromise their morality, but
Hmm.
some people do get to a point where they lose all
Or reason and let greed rule.
their reasoning with and you get blinded, like I couldn't walk away from that table that night because to me it wasn't even about the risk that I was taking or that I might lose. It was just the fact that i i I almost couldn't lose every hand.
You was in the zone.
I was in the zone, and I had the big chips. It wasn't no.
The,
Once I
the whole
started,
thing is just knowing when to walk away from that motherfucker.
I couldn't. I was, they were coming, bringing me drinks. They had me all
Cheering
stupid.
you on, they was
It
hyping
was a
you. That
crowd of people
that was the
around me.
distraction. See,
Yeah,
that's the that's
and
the
where
that's
I
the
was like, "Where my
machine.
boy at? Where my
Who
boy
was the
at?"
machine? The machine is the casino at that time. The machine was working against you, trying to distract you, trying to get that bread back.
And they
Shit.
separated you from me to make sure that you wouldn't get me up from that table too.
Shit. Yeah. Because where I went, I was on the craps table. I think I went and got on the craps table or something. Shit.
Yeah.
That's my hustle in the casino and shit. Crap.
You should say, "Hey, come over here. Let's go get a drink. Let's go get some food. We'd have been good." I'm like,
Man, I've been told your ass, let's go.
"Yeah." I said I couldn't get up.
Like, no, one more, one more, one more. Like, man, let's go, man. You up
You gonna
fucking
lose all
9
that money.
grand, nigga. You ready? Let's go, man. Just like Chef, we in Vegas. I gave his ass 200. He up 800. He don't want to give me my 200 back. I'm
Oh
like,
Lord.
yo, give me my 200 back, man. He's like, nah, T, nah. Now he loses everything, come back talking about, yo, let me get another. Man, get out of here, man. You getting nothing. I'm up now. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get my 200 that I gave you back. That's the name of the game. I give it to you so you could give it back, not for you to blow it. Like, nah, you done. Like, come on, team, give it back. Nah.
XRP look like it's pushing up.
Yep. It's gonna push up.
It's gonna be up and down. The whole market right now looks like it's going back up a little bit. That's just the liquidity.
A little. It's
Yeah,
gonna come down. It's gonna
yeah,
come down.
yeah. This is the trap. This is the
I'm
trap,
telling
right?
you.
Get it now. Get it now.
Before it takes off, believe me, like we said, we need to put in. It's already at what, 190 now or 180 something?
185.
That's only
It
freaking.
came down to 143.
It came down there already.
No, I'm sorry. No. It came down to 181.
I'm about to say
181.
because I did not get an alert, man. Because my alert is already set.
Where you got your alert set?
I already got it set at that last buy I got in at 177.
Okay.
I still got that alert set. Well, I'm
You
about to
think
go on my charts tonight and see what I can see, because if there's any fair value gaps down lower, I'm gonna let you know, because it's gonna come back.
150?
I don't know. Like, I got a fair value gap on Bitcoin, and there's no other gap below Bitcoin on my monthly chart at 45,000.
Think it's gonna fill?
I think it's gonna fill. That shit
45?
filled every other gap, yo. I went back month, years, 5 years, yo, and I blowing that shit up, yo. That shit came back and filled every other gap, yo. And there's no other gaps below that point right there.
Everything's been filled.
Everything's been filled, yo.
Why did Flash crash down to $0 though recently?
I don't know. I didn't see that register on
Only on
you said
certain
you
exchanges.
said you said that was Binance or something?
No, not on Binance. I hold up. I'll tell you. Let me hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. I'm gonna go into because I'm online. I'll tell you right now. Flash crashed on one exchange, and I think they said it was because of the trading peers. Hold on, because having all those different trading peers.
What pair was it?
Yeah, because if there was a gap somewhere, then it would have to fill that. I'm going to tell you right now. But or some exchanges do offer certain trading pairs that other exchanges don't. So if there was a gap that needed to be filled over there, and that's where all of these liquidations and stuff happen, because hold on.
Going to zero, that's a hell of a hunt, man.
What?
Shit.
You kidding me? I would have jumped all over that. I would have.
You ain't never gonna
Okay, here
catch
it is.
it.
Hold on.
You're not gonna catch that unless you got a limit order set down there already. Like,
Here it goes.
Bitcoin crashes to $0 on Paradex. In a sudden flash crash event. We've been talking about this.
You been on Paradex?
Folks, here you go.
Never used Paradex.
Bitcoin crashes to $0 on Paradex.
I never heard of Paradex. But I know so many exchanges and shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of exchanges.
How liquid is the exchange though, too?
I don't know. Gotta go check out that video for more information what he was talking
the
about.
The more liquid the exchange is, the less likely that something like that will happen. Down to zero.
Nah. That right there's that's a once in a lifetime opportunity right there for people. But I've seen flash crashes like that before with Bitcoin. Bitcoin does flash crash like that every
Still
so
snowing?
often. It's still snowing up there with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. The name of that exchange was Paradox. Paradex, DEX.
Yeah. I've never used that exchange ever before in my life.
Mm.
Oh
But
man.
where is that over? That's in the US?
I don't know. That might be a Canadian site, but some of these sites, and that's the other thing too, man.
Canadian,
It could be.
African, they be all over, man.
It could be. This guy's he lives in Canada.
He's from Canada. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you would have heard about that shit.
Well, you know, you had some
Sounds like
YouTubers that
on the black market or some shit like that.
you had some YouTubers that talked about it. Then there were other YouTubers that it was news to them like it was news to me. So I don't know. Um, anyway, I'm gonna do a quick one more. I'm gonna do one more quick little spot check to make sure what's going on out there in Minnesota. You know, they got the fires. They got all of the protesters going on. You know, so
I thought I heard ICE left from over there though.
I'm hearing that they're telling them they got to get out of there. I
Yeah.
don't know if they did.
I seen that but it's all media, so you don't know how true the visual is, man, because everything is so manipulated, man. The media, the vision that they want you to see, they're gonna portray it or perpetrate it on the TV, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, all of the protesters are still out there in the cold. It looks like they got the Minneapolis police out there now.
Mm.
And which they rightfully should be the ones doing the crowd control.
Yeah, not ICE. I don't
You know,
understand that.
at least those officers have their names. Somebody can identify them. You know, the people would have more respect for the local police at this point than the ICE agents. But also, they said the National Guard is either on standby, and they have not been deployed, but they're on standby.
Yeah, I'm
So
about to say, no, they already told Trump he can't have no fucking National Guard come nowhere out for
yeah,
no domestic type of no type of domestic riot or nothing, man. Come on now. That's what you got local city police for.
ICE.
That's you? Oh.
They're here.
You stupid.
They're here. They're here. You heard the whistles?
I heard them.
It was coming. I thought it was coming. Like we ain't got none of that going on around here, thank God. Out here. What about up there? Have you seen anything happening up there with you? I mean, I know
I've heard, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, because Connecticut is I know New Haven is a sanctuary city. Is Bridgeport a sanctuary city?
You already know.
It is, right? It's got to be. It's a Democratic
Bridgeport,
state.
Norwalk,
all of them. Oh yeah, they all out there. That's right.
Stanford.
You're right. They all out there. They're gonna mess around. They're gonna mess around. They're gonna be coming in next.
They already been out here.
Really? Rounding up people? You saw them?
I didn't see none. No.
Wow. Okay. Oh, so Los Angeles they got protests going on out in Los Angeles, and out there, this stuff is getting ready to happen everywhere. Everybody gonna be very, 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 very occupied with this, and they're gonna flip that switch.
Yep.
Flip that switch. They're gonna pass that daggone.
It's a date. I think they about to revisit the Clarity Act.
Clarity Act,
I think
right?
This month.
Flip that
I think
switch.
This month, next the 27th or something like that.
Look, they're about to do that because tax time is coming, and they need that money. They need all that to be in circulation. They need to be able to have that, that ability to have infinite printing if they want to, or minting of whatever, because they will probably say, well, we can print as much money as we want because we're going to start doing the crypto. You know what I'm saying?
Crypto rewards, yeah.
Yeah, giving them rewards and stuff like that. So that's going to incentivize people. And then they don't want the banks. The banks are afraid that they're going to run up on them and take the money, pull all the money out that they have.
And they got to freeze. They're gonna try and freeze on what you can invest on crypto and gold and silver and shit.
Spending limits like they're doing overseas. You can only buy a certain amount a year.
No. Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's why
bullshit.
If you don't have enough now, if you don't get enough now, they're gonna lock you out from being able to get to that tier. Different tiers. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say, because they're gonna have a big summit in March or May.
In Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, in Mar-a-Lago, where all of the top fintech minds, all the top financial institutions, all the top technology, energy, saying all of the minds coming together to have a meeting. All the Trump boys, all his sons and all that, they all crypto.
Right.
So they coming together for some type of forum, and then they're coming out with some idea or something they're supposed to be manifesting or bringing to the people and shit. I don't know what it is. They already got so much shit going. So many crypto reserves and oil reserves, and like all that nuclear fund is another reserve. And they heavy on this nuclear energy shit.
And space coin and all the space stuff, man.
Yeah, all the space stuff.
They're gonna launch that stuff. No. What I
that
think
space stuff is, and then there's another thing where James Altucher and Elon Musk, they got this Starlink thing going on, which is satellite Wi-Fi. So you got unlimited Wi-Fi around the world in a satellite system. So that shit is like, that shit gonna be messing with the all the cellular phone companies. And they got the technology. They got an ETF which has open AI. It's about 5-6 different technology stocks in one ETF. And all of these companies have exposure to what they're trying to do with this Starlink shit. They got the ETF is DXY 100, DXYZ 100. So it's like aerospace, defense, energy, computing, and data is like 5 sectors right now. That's booming. Shit. And metals. This shit crazy, man. Sounded like fucking old white dudes I used to hear talking and shit, talking about shit, man. Now understanding what the hell they really talking about, man. That should be economics. Trying to get ahead of the economics. That's basically what you're doing when you're investing in stocks. You're trying to get ahead with these companies that's into the technology, or that's making millions and billions of dollars and shit. So you trying to make your money outweigh the inflation, because if you invest in quality companies, their stock is growing and your shares are growing. So that's kind of keeping you ahead of the inflation. That's how the rich stay. That's how they stay wealthy, because they got their money making money.
Right.
And now it don't take a lot of money to get started, because let me tell you, if you do consistent incremental investments, yo, over time, over 3 to 5 years, yo, you will see a big change, yo. And if you got that money invested, that shit is gonna be growing, man.
A lot of your returns would be crazy. Compound interest.
I seen it with $120 investment that me and my son made on his green light card on 6 different stocks, yo. It was maybe $150 investment. We did it like 3 years ago. I took, $150 and put it on and now that stock is up over $400 in 2 to 3 years. Now, if you times 10 that, times 10 it, if that was freaking $10,000, that's 40 grand. And that's investing in that's making good investments in good companies, yo. And a $10,000 investment is nothing. So I'm just saying the magnitude of how these rich people is investing millions, yo, and hundreds of thousands
net worth.
Yo, and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that shit is bubbling in 3 to 5 years, yo. That's how we gotta start moving, man. That's how we gotta be moving, man. And that's just taking small little investment and letting that shit move for you. But you gotta be doing a little research, you know what I'm saying, monitoring, your investments and shit. And you can't get shaken out, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna see you when the stock drop. Yo, you know how many I got at least like 5 stocks that I know that I should have invested in, and I was monitoring them like 4 years ago. Nvidia, I did invest in that one, but it was like this other company, Cybotics. It was another company, Zetos. Yo, I looked at this company. It was $19 when I got the alert from this company. Yo, right now that shit is up $87. Yo. So like, with just small investments, your money freaking quadruples. That's 8 times your money, yo. That's just crazy, man. I'm like, damn.
But see, this is the stuff that we were not
privy to. Yeah.
We and a lot of. Hold on for a second.
And it's crazy because I started monitoring Nvidia. That shit was at like $29. And then that shit went all the way up to like $1,000 and then split in 10. But I had made small investment in it when it had got to like 179 and shit. And then that shit went up and split in 10. So then I accumulated a few, shares that way and shit, too and shit. Like, but that shit showed me like, yo, this shit is real, man. Even when the stock go down, that's just the media and the hype trying to shake people out, because it still never went back down to even what your original investment was. Even the Bitcoin right now, you know what I'm saying? Even when I invested, it was at like 40,000. I made a chunk investments. Then one time it shot down to 25,000, I made another chunk investment. But even now, that shit is still up 88 grand. So you're still up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you got in even earlier, you up even more. So that's what I'm saying. Right now is the time for people to get involved in these cryptos now before it's made. But the thing is, even once it's made common and every day, it's still gonna keep growing.
Some people are just not.
So it's almost gonna be never too late to invest in this shit. Basically, it's really never too late to invest. You don't want to invest at the highs. You want to be strategic with your investing, but you just got to get in the fucking game. That's it. People just got to get in the game, man.
Get some skin in the game.
Yeah, that's it. And watch this shit grow. Either it's going to either it's gonna collapse or it's gonna grow. That's it. And a lot of times, that shit grows, man. I'm telling you, that shit grows. Like, some companies, you don't want to be. That's why you don't want to be investing in too much hype or fluff. You want to have real solid companies that you're investing in, because a lot of time those companies grow. And then even if they do go under, they'll merge with another company that have another technology, and that company grow.
Yeah.
And then you still be invested in from on the low, at the low number, and then that shit got the merger. They took over. They have some new technology. That shit triple, quadruple, blow up 3,000%, something crazy. But you
Yeah.
gotta be involved in that shit.
Never fails. Never fails. When I tell you it never fails, it never fails. But I'm not gonna wrap this thing up. We can get
Yeah,
on our
man.
private line and Kate.
Yeah.
Getting down. I'm ready to cut this stupid all of this stuff off, man. But
Just relax, right? I'm back.
yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway.
So you got a lot of comments down there, man.
A few.
Check out Fidelity Cash Management accounts too. See, you got the people stirred up, man. Motivated 2010 put some good comments in there.
Checking the proxy and the firewall. I don't know why my internet done went out now. It's gone. Error connection reset. I don't know. This is for the laptop. I've never had this problem with this computer until all of a sudden now. But don't not
Giving out too much good info. You must try and shut you down. The Sentinels is coming, boy.
Huh?
The Sentinels is coming.
I still can pull up my ledger.
No, I'm talking about for that media.
What's that?
I'm talking about the media.
Oh,
they
the
don't
media?
like you. They don't like you making the people aware of what's going on and shit.
I don't know. Somebody don't like it. Somebody ain't liking it.
Yeah, shit, it's just me and there's nobody up there anyway now.
Somebody don't like it.
But yeah, man, say PDs to the people.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we get ready to end this thing. Everything's cutting off, man. Look like the lights is about the last thing to go out. Still got some lights. It's cold down here, man. Freezing ice out here, man.
Yeah, it's cold over here. Like 9 degrees and
I ain't go out this house not one time today.
Nah, me neither. I was gonna go out, but trying to let this snow stop. It's still snowing. Been snowing since like 6 in this morning, 5 this morning.
Yeah, y'all gonna get some good snow, man. My daughter, I called her earlier today. I haven't heard from her all day. She said she's gonna call me back. She ain't called me back.
It's at least 12 inches out there.
You got about a foot on the ground.
Right
Ain't no
now,
need to go nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. It can't go nowhere anyway. Ain't nothing open.
Look, this is what I say. This type of weather right here, where you going?
Where you going?
For like,
what?
What's coming, right? Yeah, you're supposed to get everything you need and
Before.
shut it all down. Once
yes,
get running out there, whatever you look like it down, you're the only one out there looking crazy.
Looking stupid.
I ain't going out there. You will not see me. I look out there. I ain't even trying. And most of the people that live around over here, look out there. Ain't nobody go out there trying to clean their car off to go nowhere. Where are you going?
Yeah, I seen somebody had their shit started up earlier. I'm like, where you going? Plow ain't even come through yet.
Yeah, like, you serious?
Get out your driveway and get stuck.
Get out your driveway, get out there, get stuck, or get in an accident and freeze to death. Just stay behind the house.
That's it. For real.
Everybody
Gotta be prepared.
What are you doing? You ain't got no plow on your car, do you? Where you going?
None of that. You ain't going to make no money with the plow. You know what I'm saying? So
No, you ain't trying to go nowhere.
But,
All right, man.
Yeah. Let us know. Get back on here and build. Get
Yes, sir.
some more topics. Just build on some things. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. We're good. We're cooking, man. But I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, we got to
this.
do a tutorial on opening up like these Coinbase and these crypto.com and these cold wallets, and so the people could see that it's not so hard, It's simple.
Very simple.
It's simple.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this when I first did it, because I literally had to learn how to use those things myself. I start pushing the screen and learning what did what. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the back button, or this.
Touch and feel,
yeah, you got to touch it. Once you do, you got to interact with these different things and stuff.
Exactly.
That a lot of times that's how you qualify for airdrops too. People don't realize, and a lot of people that made a lot of money in crypto, they made a lot of their money from airdrops.
Yeah, I never received the airdrop.
Just interacting with the app or the protocol. And once they see that, because the developers, they need use case, they need functionality, they need you to go up there, download the app, and start using it.
Because this shit is real.
Because it's real, and once you do that, they reward you for it. So then you get a whole bunch of coins airdropped it to your phone or to your wallet, and next thing you know, you looking hold on to for a few days or a week, they start going up in price. Immediately cash some of that out because that's free money. And I've done that so many times, man. I've made so much money doing that and cashed it out and rolled it over into other things.
To another coins, you easily swap it out.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it in that coin.
No.
So that's where, doing the tutorial.
That's the beauty of crypto. Like, it's like a whole bunch of different currencies that you could interrupt in and out of,
It's like going to a kiosk. You know how when you traveling and you want to exchange money for another different native money of the people, what that's all about. So
whatever the ecosystem is,
you swap it over into USD, you can cash that out and send that to your Cash App, to your bank account, and withdraw it from an ATM machine. Like, it's literally just in seconds where you can obtain that money that you see on that screen. But if you don't download the app and you don't start doing, just playing around with it, of course, if you want to go invest your money and buy some of these things, you're going to have to link your card, just like opening up an Amazon account. You got to link your
all
card.
of that.
Once you link your card,
Shit.
Once you link that card, and then now you can go up there and spend $10, $20 and buy some, whatever
coin. That's what I'm saying. Dollar cost average right into it.
Yeah, like $5 every week when you get paid from your paycheck, or whatever the price of coffee is that you run out and spend every damn day.
The same thing. That's how Steak and Shake giving exposure to their employees and shit.
Right.
By giving them small pieces of Bitcoin and shit, And they got a clause that they can't spend the Bitcoin for 2 years.
Oh,
so they let them accumulate, man.
Oh, wow. They're teaching them to accumulate.
They're teaching them to accumulate, yo. That's some real shit, yo.
Because people just want the money fast. And, most people, if you drop something in their wallet that got a little value to it.
Spent the same day.
Ready to spend it right there. They got tap and pay. Yeah, let me use that. Oh, yeah, it is real. And they done spent it and it's gone. And if you hold on to it, it will accumulate. I be telling people it's like a battery that's rechargeable. So once it charges up, that's when it's worth more money. So you got to give it time to sit and charge, or give it time to appreciate and value. Then when it get to a nice amount, you can say, well, shoot, I only paid $5 for it. It's up to $200. Go pay your bill with that, or do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, just take a percentage of it.
Yeah, we'll
you gotta break shit down. You gotta break shit down to percentages, man. That's what we don't take the time to do, man. We just Break that shit down to a percentage, man. Don't to use the whole thing. You know, you put 5 into it, it done grown to 200. Why are you gonna use the whole 200? You know, you gotta respect the appreciation in that $5.
Right,
so
right,
to
right.
take the whole thing out, I say take 100 out, maybe the most. You know, leave the majority of the profit into that. You know, because it's gonna grow from that $100 that you now it was at 200, now it's at 100. From that $100, it's gonna grow again to that 200 and more. But if
And
you take the whole 200 out, you know took yourself out of the whole
yeah,
hustle, the whole asset. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you
Let that
have
shit keep growing.
yeah, you have less exposure ups to the upside,
Side,
and
yeah.
that's going to continue to move up. You're not getting the full uh, value that the
Value.
200 would have gave you.
Exactly. But
So
if
you
you
want
take
to hold
100,
on
if
to it.
you leave 100 of that 200, and then you're using that value, because before you know it, that 100 is gonna be 125, 150. And then the smart investor was gonna take that 100 that they took out and put 50 back into that motherfucker and buy some more stock, because now they got 150 and then it went up to 25. So that's already back to your 200.
A lot of people are not. They don't have the big. They don't see the big picture. You know
It's all math, man.
where the growth is really your underlined. The motivation.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a motivation to let your numbers graduate, they're
Mm-hmm.
not. They're only
That's
going to
like,
go as far as high as you're going to allow it to, rather than letting it just go beyond where you imagine that it can.
mm-hmm.
There's infinite upside.
Yeah, you got to
You know,
look at that. You got to look at that growth as blood, sweat, and tears that you
we've
had for
putting it
that
in
shit
for
to work,
years.
that you had
Yeah.
to put work in to build it for it to grow.
And
You
then
know
you're
what
going
I'm
to be
saying?
putting blood, sweat, and tears in for so long over here, and it's going to always be blood,
Blood,
sweat, and
sweat, and
tears.
tears.
Over here,
Visible,
this money come free.
digital,
It's
digital
day,
blood, sweat. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
and once you get a taste of it, you know what time it is after that.
And then
You
it's
know.
like you said, the compounding. That's just extra gravy for, like,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't even touch that shit. Imagine what that shit could be. You know what I'm saying? That 200 could be 2,000 in another year.
Well,
You
that's
know?
where so, and that's the difference between people that open up, IRAs or 401ks and people that don't. People that do the IRA, the 401k, the CDs, and what I'm saying, and mutual
Hmm.
funds, buy stocks, they know that down the road they're going to, get a return on their investment. So these are people
Hmm.
that have an investment or an
Mind,
investor mindset.
mindset. Yep.
People go out and they consume with every ounce of money that they have. They have holes in their pockets because of that. They
Vacuums.
can't keep no money in their pocket because they're
Mm-mm.
consumers. And if you think
You gotta
about
have
it,
a plan. You gotta have a plan for that money, man.
yeah, you want to be, you want to strategize. You want to say, okay, let me invest here and give it some time, let it more mature, let it get to, let the contract end. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you could get the contracts and you invest in option
The
calls and
options. Yeah.
once you let that contract get to the contract end,
Expiration.
the
Mm.
expiration date, now you're looking at a bag, especially if you in the money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
If you up, yeah.
You in the bag,
And then, and the thing is just with that too, if you investing in quality companies, if you expire, if the option expire, you got the stock in that company.
Yeah, you wind up with the spot. You wind up keep those shares.
Shares, yes, exactly.
And that's how 50 got all that money. 50 Cent when he bought into
Mm-hmm.
that what was it, Coca-Cola or something?
Yes, one of them.
All that
Yeah,
daggone, all them shares of that company that he wound up getting it when that option or whatever expired.
expired. Mm-hmm.
After that, it just blew him up.
Yeah, because he made money both sides. Like,
Both
he
sides,
made
he was in
money
the money.
all the way through the contract, and it was in the money until it expired and shit. So you making all of that money off the premium, off the contracts, and you keeping the stocks.
And he kept the stocks, all the shares in that stock. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he said that, what was it? Something that they wanted to just pay him something. He said no, but
Oh
I'll
shit!
take the
He
option.
jerked it on.
He said he'd rather take that option, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying, on those contracts
Contract.
rather
Mm-hmm.
than the money that I think that they wanted to just pay him for doing like a promotion or something or for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He chose
Yeah.
to opt into, taking this contract, you know what I'm saying, that was, for the for whatever the duration of it was, or and he wind up making all that daggone money, man.
Yeah. Can't front. 50 is a good businessman. He be making moves and shit.
Yeah,
He
he
just
found out. He found out what was
asshole personally and shit.
he found out what that life was all about, because before that, he was just making money off the royalties of his, what I'm saying, his music and stuff like that or whatever. Nas is another one that came up. I think he got like $200 or $300 million for it. He bought all that Ethereum, you know what I'm saying, and sat on it, and next thing you know, it blew up. Next thing you know, Nas became $300 million richer. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's part of the game, man.
Yeah.
Part
That's
of the
what
game, man.
markets will do for you.
That's why I'm trying to be involved, man. I can no longer be left out, man.
I need some skin in the
Fuck.
game, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh
Trying to get to this bag, man, and have multiple bags.
huh.
Got my shit diversified, nigga.
Sit and just sit on it. Sit
That's
on it. I
it.
mean,
That's
trading is cool.
I'm accumulation phase. Now that's separate. You got to
You
have
got a
your
trading
long
bag,
term. You got
and
exactly, and your investment long term bag.
see, and that's
That's
the thing.
separate.
I have my two wallets,
Hmm.
and one of them, I said one of them. Well, my long term really.
I'm about to get two more wallets too, though. Like I
Yeah, I'm
said,
gonna get a
because
couple. I'm gonna get a couple more because I want to do a
yeah,
little. I'm gonna start experimenting with it. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like especially
But,
DeFi and trying
but
to grow the yield and stuff. I'm gonna experiment with it a little bit, but I'm not gonna. But I'm gonna move everything to where it's a safe
but
because I have
you gotta have one
exposed.
vault.
Right.
You gotta
One
have
ball.
one wallet that's the vault, like have the majority of your assets, and then another wallet that's every day that you could spend the crypto, spend it with. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna be like you could just spend your crypto. It's a I'm gonna send you this it's a
Well, my
webinar because it's another credit card that's coming out that's supposed to conglomerate all of the crypto. You could spend all the crypto with just that one card and shit.
my Tangent has.
Yeah.
They said that my wallet was my. They're sending me and I don't really want to do that. When it comes, I'll have it. I can use it, tap and
Hmm.
pay, swipe, and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. All of that. Yeah.
Same thing like how I had the Robinhood card, and Robinhood was the same way,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But what you had to do with Robinhood, you had to cash out of the asset and make it available in USDC, and it would be on the
Mm.
card. So when you swipe, you actually using like US.
USDC.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
It's a
um,
stable coin.
yeah, it's a stable coin. So, and that's been around for a while. So now my Tangent wallet, they just told me I had opted into it when they first came up with the feature. I said, yeah, I want to do it, but my Tangent is that's like my private custody cold store. Like that's my bank. That's where all of my crypto is at. I don't use the exchanges. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're also now one day made it to where you can go ahead and use a Tangent card. But what I do not want to do is be going into my vault
No, I mean
where I
that shit.
have my my long-term bags at, and making it accessible to an everyday purchase because I'm carrying a card. Now this is
Yeah.
where I
That's what I
say
don't want.
no, I don't want that because you might get
That's
into the habit of swiping. And the other thing, that's why too, people say, well, I don't carry cash
that's why I
or
want to have the vault.
yeah, well, say people use their checking and savings account and people are like, well,
Let's
do
get
you
off of
have,
the thing, yo.
huh?
Let's get off of the whatchamacallit.
Yeah. All right, we out here. Yeah,
All right.
peace. You hit
Peace.
like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we about
Commercial
to end
Trucker Chronicles, baby.
Yeah, commercial trucking. Happy New Year. You got to be safe out there.